fam? What up? What up, guys? Yes, welcome back to a brand new pop. Wag that tail, wag that tail, wag it, wag it, wag it. You're my boy. Look at that tail. What up, guys? We got a brand new reaction video. Came across this video. Old school Navy boot camp. Now I believe this is from the year 2000. 2000 this boot camp video was from. So that's a good old freaking 17 years ago. Holy freaking cow. I was born in 1991. You know, I'm a 90s baby. I spent the 90s growing up. And 2000, it looks like it's so long ago, but it was only, I guess 17 years was long ago. It doesn't seem, I don't know, man. I guess I'm getting old.
Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
So we're gonna be reacting to old school Navy boot camp. We're gonna see what has changed in the past 17 years. What is different? What has stayed the same? Are we all just a bunch of Weenie Hut juniors?
My friends don't hang out at Weenie Hut Juniors.
You tell him, SpongeBob.
Patrick, what are you doing here?
Let's get into it. Pop! Pop! Navy boot camp, part 1. Oh, we got 2 parts. Guess we're doing part 1 today. Let the journey begin. This is my first time watching this. You gotta love the early 2000s music. Oh yeah, yellow shirt!
You've joined the Navy.
And you're on your way to boot camp.
What happens now?
Dude, this music is off the chain. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4. You know, every generation thinks their boot camp was the hardest, right? I'm sure boot camp in freaking Vietnam. No, I can't say that in my video again. My video, if I say anything controversial, whack.
It's your first day of a new way.
First day of boot
the
camp.
Navy way.
It starts early and it
Alright,
runs
looks like
late.
haircuts are the same. Remember, this is year 2000. Oh, they got the dress whites? Summer whites. Now that was old school. The nice dress whites. With the short
First
sleeves.
of all, you'll get a change of clothes.
Uniforms, sea bag,
They got
and ditty bag.
the utilities.
You may not know what they are, but you'll find out in a hurry.
This is when they had the janitor-looking uniforms.
Wear, care, and stow. Recruits quickly find out that you can't
They
wing
got
it
the
in boot
utilities.
camp. Clothing must be folded and stowed the Navy way.
Okay.
Why? Because attention to detail and teamwork are what the Navy way is all about.
The Navy way, attention to detail. It's always attention to detail, guys. Always. Always attention to freaking detail.
Looking good's only part of the story. Feeling good is the next chapter.
Why is every single
You'll get a
nurse,
medical
doctor,
and dental exam to make sure you're
freaking
ready for
attractive?
training.
Blood
That's
and
crazy.
urine tests, a TB skin test, and dental x-rays provide an inside look at how you're doing.
Nick, that was Nikki MGTV.
And what would boot
That looked
camp
just
be
like
without a
Nikki.
little shot or two?
He's like, nah, the shot. Even in 2000, they were hating the shots, guys. You guys ain't any different.
The toughest part of any journey is the first few
What
steps.
was that? That was ugly. That was the worst. Oh, the worst left face
Marching
I've
isn't just one way
ever
you get
seen.
around in boot camp. It's the only way.
Was this like freaking space music?
You march to chow. You march to class.
You march to the barracks.
You march.
And sometimes you march, well, just to be marching.
But like most stuff in boot camp, what you might think is stupid or repetitious is anything but.
You will do
Marching
repetition.
and drill begin the
repetition.
transformation from a group of
Boot camp is
individuals into a
mind-numbing
team.
repetition.
If you mess up, your division suffers. If you turn the wrong way, your shipmates stumble.
There you go. You're getting it.
In the weeks to come,
They're
you'll
getting
learn
it.
to work as a team. You'll snap to the commands
Nice.
as a team.
Left face.
You'll see hesitation become
That's a
determination.
nice cadence right
You'll
there.
watch embarrassment turn to pride.
Well, we don't have this anymore. Did you you see
Although
that? They had
men
an
and women
obstacle
live in
course.
separate compartments, they work and train together
Classic
whenever
arm
possible.
circles.
And in boot camp, everybody
Arm
suffers
circles,
equally.
get there.
Get going. It's hard to get started again.
This looks
Easy, Dad.
looks like they were loving it.
Davis, just breathe.
But for now, take a deep breath and settle your mind.
It's crazy how
'Cause
much
it's
17
showtime.
years things have changed. It's so much more politically correct
What
now.
could be
It's
more
ridiculous.
basic to Navy boot camp than swimming? Recruits have to swim 50 yards using any stroke and float for 5 minutes.
Still got
You
the
cannot graduate without meeting this minimum standard.
prone float.
Usually, 1 or 2 sessions with an instructor will enable most non-swimmers to pass the test.
No.
In many cases, a few pointers and some confidence-building
Why is it always
encouragement
that guy?
are all that's needed.
Come on, Navy.
PT, physical training. Like swimming, there are minimum timed exercise standards that all recruits must meet before graduating.
Now, most recruits can't meet these standards when they enter boot camp.
But by graduation, it's usually no sweat. In fact, by the time you
No
leave boot
sweat
camp,
as he's
you'll
sweating
probably be in the best
buckets.
physical condition that you've ever been.
And despite what you
No,
may
I
have
wasn't
heard, PT is not used for punishment or harassment. PT prepares you for the rigors of boot camp
No.
and the physical standards required of all naval
You know they had blanket
personnel.
parties back in 1999, 2000.
Attention!
He's not your mom.
And
But he's
she's
your
not
dad.
your
He's
dad.
your sea daddy.
He won't clean up your messes.
He's your daddy.
And she won't make you rack.
The recruit division
Look at those
commander
uniforms,
has
man.
seen
They
every
freaking
scam and heard every
janitorial
excuse.
uniforms.
What's your 6th general order? Petty officer, my 6th general
The RDC is a professional sailor. His or her mission is to train you. It's a big responsibility that every RDC takes very seriously.
You know, to
The
be honest,
RDC will motivate
I
you,
never had to say
frustrate
my
you,
journal orders.
and at times drive you
ever
up
again.
a wall.
I never had to say my
But the
journal orders.
RDC's leadership will
after boot
mold
camp.
you into a sailor and your
Maybe when I got
division
my
into a
aviation
team.
warfare pin. Maybe when I got my aviation
Tradition
warfare
is the
pin, I had
word
to
you'll
say it,
hear
but, like,
over
one
and
time.
over throughout your Navy career. Tradition is the bond that unites the proud achievements of our past with the challenges of our future.
The Navy tradition is founded upon 3 basic principles: honor, courage,
Commitment.
and commitment. These principles are so vital, so important to the Navy, that we refer to them as our core values.
They are the foundation for the oath
RTC
that we
Maxim,
took
I will
when
not
we
lie, cheat, or
enlisted.
steal, nor tolerate those among
Honor.
us who do.
I will bear true faith and allegiance.
Courage. I will support and defend.
Remember when we had to salute like this?
Commitment. I
Not
will
like the
obey
British.
the orders.
Because core values are so important, they'll be covered in detail throughout boot camp.
You'll log some serious classroom time in boot camp, covering
Now we
everything
got
from military
iPads.
custom to
We got
drug and
iPads
alcohol
now
awareness.
in boot camp.
Like swimming and physical fitness, there are academic standards that must be met before you can graduate.
Good instruction and mandatory
Oh,
studying in the
gotta love
evening will
sitting-
help you meet those standards and
Always
pass the
sitting
exams.
crisscross applesauce with the
And
punch
be
in your...
advised, hitting the books doesn't end with boot camp. In your advanced school and throughout your journey in the Navy, the learning lamp will always be lit.
Learning lamp.
It's a high-tech world out there,
Learning
and the
lamp.
Navy's on the cutting edge.
Smoking lamp.
Diamond 7008 miles 30.
Digital information technology has revolutionized the Navy's mission.
Weapon systems,
that
navigation,
was dope.
communication, you name it, and there's digital processing involved somewhere.
I have
This
to say,
high-tech
there's
explosion is changing
people
the
are
way we
telling me
fight,
there's no more
and it's
small
changing
arms
the way we
training. You
train.
don't get to go for your marksman
From small arms
ribbon.
to yard arms, the journey
No more
continues.
small arms
the
training in
USS
boot camp
Marlin
right now.
Spike doesn't worry about
That's what
rough
I've heard.
seas or bad weather.
But this is no pleasure cruise. Basic seamanship is an important block of instruction.
Nice.
A
That
ship
was
is a
crisp.
unique environment with specialized equipment, strange names, and only one way of doing things.
You guessed it, the Navy way.
The Navy way
And there's
is
one
the only
thing that's
way.
a constant thread aboard every ship.
Part 2. Awesome. We get to do a part 2. That was fun. It's over. Alright guys, well hey. I had a lot of fun enjoying this video. I'm probably going a little crazy right now. My life is very crazy. A lot of stuff's going on. So, you know what that means. Thank you. you guys so much for all the support on the channel. We're on the road to 50K. All my social medias will be below as always. Thank you to the Patreon pledges, the recent pledges. And we're gonna wrap this up with my boy. Also part 2. We're gonna be doing part 2 of this. This was really fun. 17 years. 17 years ago, 2000. The year 2000 boot camp. I kind of wish it was like that. You know? A lot of stuff now is so politically correct and so everything gets so watered down that it just kind of Papa, come here, boy. My boy. Papa wants a cookie. Papa wants a cookie. Come here, boy. My boy. It's my boy. Wag that tail. Wag that tail. Wag it, wag it, wag it. You're my boy. Look at that tail. And you want to pet on the belly. My boy. Papa. That's a good man. You're a good boy. He's still wagging.